We were hosting a holiday party, so I decided I wanted to make a chocolate peppermint cake. So festive, right? Yeah, but I didn't expect it to take 5.5 hours. It only took me 4 hours my first time. This time I felt confident, but yeah, that was my downfall. First mistake. Notice the Hershey's cocoa powder in the background? I didn't, so I continued on making the cake without a care in the world. I felt like a pro, alternating between dry and wet ingredients. I mean, how did I not even notice the fact that my chocolate cake was vanilla? While my first attempt was baking, I started on the American buttercream. I melted down some white chocolate but left it for too long, so my first batch got clumpy. So I had to redo it again to get that flowing consistency. Add some peppermint extract, sugar, cream, and that was when the oven timer rang. For some reason, that was what made me realize I never used the cocoa powder in the first place, before even opening the oven. And sure enough, I was discouraged, but finished the buttercream by coloring half red. I wanted to really sell that peppermint theme, like candy canes. Thankfully, I was still having fun, so I restarted the cakes from scratch. I mixed everything together and put all the batter in the cake pans. Sounds good, right? Wrong. It wasn't even me who caught the mistake. Fish called it out after tasting the batter. You'd think this time I'd be more careful. I forgot the extracts. Thankfully, I just had to put the batter back and mix it up again. Next up was the Italian buttercream. Yep, this cake has two kinds because it's not hard enough. I'm not a baker, so I don't know the difference, but it's a lot silkier. The first step was to boil some sugar and water while whipping up some egg whites. This is the one part of the cake that is actually not peppermint flavored. Opinions were divided. In the middle of this, the cakes came out nicely and had to cool. As I was saying, opinions were divided. Those who liked the silkiness really liked it, while those who didn't care for the silky texture preferred the American buttercream. But everyone was happy because this cake had both. I also had to add 4 sticks of butter 1 tablespoon at a time. That's a lot of work for a lot of butter. By the time the buttercreams were done, the cakes were cooled and ready for assembly. It had already been multiple hours, and decorating always takes me so long. I leveled the layers and brushed on some sugar water. You can see my struggle in this next part. Between the layers, I piped alternating circles of white and red American buttercream to give a cool effect when the cake is cut into. Then I sprinkled in some crushed candy cane pieces. This is personally my favorite part of the cake. They provide a really nice crunch to every bite. I started getting the hang of it and got too excited. I put the pattern on the top, not realizing I had to stop. I almost ran out of buttercream. Well, learning how and why to crumb coat was a game changer. The last bit was to put on the Italian buttercream. It was too cooled down, so I had to melt it a little before spreading it. To finish the base, I pressed crushed candy canes on the bottom. I put together the rest of the red and white American buttercreams. It was okay that I forgot the tip since I could just put it in another piping bag. This provided a really nice effect when piping dollops on top. Ooh, this made me feel so fancy. I had to redo some of them because they kept coming out all funny. Apparently a candy cane piece got stuck in the bag and was clogging up the tip. That was fun. Dust on some sprinkles, another helping of crushed candy canes, and voila, my cake was done. Some guests thought I had spent $60 on it for the party, so apparently it can be worth $60. I did spend some of my sanity. All in all, still a fun experience. The peppermint flavor wasn't too strong and it was delicious. Would do again.